Hi, Mandy.
Hi, Phil.
Hi there. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. So, what's your question? How can I help you today? If you can give me a little bit of context of what you're dealing with and then go into your question, that'd be great.
Yep. So just my husband and I moved to this farm in 2020, and we really feel like we're breaking generational patterns on all sides of our family, like his side and my side. And this farm has been a real like pit stop, if you will, for us, and a place of healing. Um, we're just definitely in the thick of like familial and even friendship relationships in terms of just like feeling a lot of backlash and misunderstood and weighed down.
Mm-hmm.
We really feel like what we've tried to do here at the farm is like our time's up. We're like we don't need to be here anymore, and we can feel and see where we want to go. Just the path to get there
Yeah.
is so not there, and like we do feel like we're on the cusp though.
Okay. So, what's your question?
I'm really struggling. I launched a podcast just with like my truth um, doesn't feel true to so many people.
Okay.
And so, like, I feel like I'm getting darts thrown at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really don't know how to, like, how to help,
Yeah.
how to find my way through.
I think the first thing is you have to realize that everything is more so about you. So, if you're having a hard time with darts being thrown at you, what is that showing you about yourself? Are you really in your highest self, or are you still trying to educate people, but you're maybe you're exciting them a little too much? Like, what is this trying to teach you about yourself? Are you being your most authentic self? And if you are you willing to learn how to build resiliency through this all and continue to show up irrespective of what people think of you? Is this really your truth? These are the good questions to ask yourself. So I'm asking you now, what is it that you're talking about, and is it completely in line with your truth?
Yeah. So I'm talking about, like, dismantling systems, like all sorts of systems, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the part that's out of alignment with my truth is like, if I was going to be a little bit more authentic, I would cuss more and just
Mm-hmm. Can I tell you what
not
I'm
that
getting
it's
for
not.
you? Just intuitively, what I'm getting for
Oh,
you? You're not really showing up as the highest version of you. You're coming from a place of reaction, and I want you to do whatever you're going to do in this life for you to become a better version of you. But if it's just putting other things down, like, you might have your own perception of what a flawed system is or what a flawed whatever might be, but that may not necessarily be true for other people. But pay attention to your body when you're doing this podcast. Are you calm? Are you peaceful? Are you coming from a diplomatic place where you're not really attached to what people are doing? If you're too attached to what people are doing or not doing, you're going to get upset, you're going to get frustrated because you're putting too much stock in what other people are getting from it. You have to make this about your own personal journey. Are you becoming better every day?
I'm trying so hard, Phil.
Maybe
It's
that's the
I
issue.
think it's how do you
Maybe that's the issue.
how do you honestly release like what other people think of you? How do you honestly do that?
Well, I believe that we're not affected by what other people think of us when we're truly in our truth that has been integrated. It sounds to me like you still have some integration work to do around your truth. And you can even use this
Yeah.
platform, this podcast, as a means to do that. Okay, some negative or nasty comments are coming in. Am I going to let that get to me? Or do I really believe in my cause? Do I really believe in my message, in my podcast? And I just need to not give my energy to the negative comments. If you feed into the negative comments and you even reply to people, you're taking the bait. So part of being on social media is learning how to really pick your battles. Like, is it really necessary for me to respond to someone right now? Is that really
Right.
necessary? So, and if you're still doing it, then you don't have self control. You have to learn how to pick your battles. You have to have control. Is this resonating with you?
Yes, yes. I think it's a loyalty to family, Phil.
You got to let that
Like,
go.
what's that?
You got to let that go. You have to. This is your journey.
I think that's where I feel like a hypocrite. It's like I'm all about like creating my family's values for me, my husband, my kids, right?
Yeah.
And so focusing on that foundational value work and like what does our family stand for, but then letting go of extended family relationships that just don't get it feels like I'm being a hypocrite. And that's where I think I'm out of alignment with my truth, is because I'm like having a hard time understanding that.
Yeah. So your truth, what you're doing with your family, does that have to be out in the open?
No, and I'm not necessarily trying to like put them in the podcast at all. I think what's I'm seeing as a common theme and just talking to friends and people is a lot of people are dealing with family issues.
Yes. But now you're skipping
And
around a
don't
little
feel
bit.
seen or loved.
So
Okay.
I want you to, your energy's a little scattered. So are we talking about your family or are we talking about your podcast? Which one? We have to choose one. What do you want to talk about today? Because your podcast has nothing to do with your family. Are we talking about your family or the podcast?
It's hard for me to answer, Phil, because I feel passionate about the podcast and I feel weighed down by my family.
Okay. Okay. So is there a way for you to, if you feel weighed down by your family and you don't think it's going to change anytime soon, is there a way for you to take some distance for a while and really focus on what brings you joy?
Yeah. And we've been wanting to move for years. This was meant to be a pit stop for us, the farm that we're at now. And I'm not trying to flee. I know I'm not supposed to be here.
Okay.
And yeah, so I feel like a geographical move is needed for me.
Okay, that's good. And remember, you don't have to convince anyone of that. Like, you're allowed to have that as your truth. That you're not running away, that you're not, like, if you want to move, you move. And if you feel like that's what's right for you, then that's a good thing. But I think that you're trying to do too many things. It's almost like your podcast represents more of your authentic self, perhaps, even though you should really work on not being reactive and not feeding into the comments. But I feel like that's in juxtaposition with your ties to your family. So are you going to follow what's true for you or always be held hostage by your family based on what they think?
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you have to look at it as like your podcast is bringing you so much joy and passion. And for any podcast, for any social media platform, it's going to be a climb. Like you're going to have to learn how not to feed into negative comments and how to show up as a version of you that's non-reactive. So all that's going to have to happen anyway. You learn as you go. But then if you feel like that's in too much contrast with what your family thinks of you and you keep trying to hold on to your family, then you're going to have to pick one. Like, am I going to follow my truth or am I going to keep caring about what my family thinks of me? I think you're putting too much weight on yourself. It's like you're trying to carry too many bags. What do you want? What is your truth? And can you fully accept and integrate that truth as your own?
I feel like I'm here to help people, Phil.
Okay.
I've always felt like that I have a loud voice and I'm supposed to help people.
Okay.
So I do feel like I need to follow the podcast.
Okay.
I mean, it came through for me in like a month. The name, the episodes, everything. And it's just been...
So do it. Do it. But you have to treat your podcast like a relationship. You got to be fully committed to it. And you got to stop allowing what your family thinks of you to muddy up those waters. You have to stop, because otherwise you're going to be tiptoeing around when you're doing your podcast. You want to be free when you do your podcast, don't you?
Yeah, I just feel like I'm being like either spiritually attacked or distracted from actually getting things out.
Yes, and that's where you have to have more discipline. Think of how you feel when you're actually on a roll with your podcast and you're like, oh my God, I feel invincible right now. I feel untouchable right now. We need to keep you in that energy.
That's how the episode feels that I posted yesterday. Like, incredible.
Good. So we keep you in that energy.
I loved it.
Good. And every time your mind starts to get pulled into the family dramas and all this stuff, don't engage. Just decide, I'm going to feel my stuff. I'm going to feel my sadness around my family, but I'm no longer going to engage. Your actions have to match where you're going in life. Your actions. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to talk to my family anymore. And it's like, but does your mom pay your rent? Yeah, she does. Well, good luck with that. Like you got to really commit. It can't be, it can't work against itself. You got to be really
I think
committed.
that's part of it. My husband works for my parents right now. And so we are tied to them.
Exactly. And that's the issue. You cannot live a super authentic life if you're still depending on the people that you say you don't want in your life. You can't. They don't go together, right? You're either going to become independent and branch out and live your life and create amazing experiences for yourself, amazing podcasts, whatever it is that you want to create for your life. You're either going to commit to that path or you're going to decide to accept I'm not strong enough to be on my own, so I can't really talk negatively about my family if they're supporting your husband. You can't. Because then it's like being a brat.
I don't want to talk negatively about them. My hope is that they will wake up to generational patterns that are being carried.
That's your thing. That's for you. That's for no one else. That's only for you. That's your journey. They have a different journey. I promise you. Whatever you think you want to teach.
Out of everybody in our family?
With everyone in your family, you're only responsible for your own energy and your own journey. And how they respond to that is none of your business. It's none of your business. This is about you. Your podcast is about you becoming a better version of yourself. The byproduct happens to be that it helps people. The byproduct. But if you lose yourself in the sauce of wanting to help everyone and you're not really taking care of yourself and your needs, then you're hurting yourself. Everything you're doing in this life is about you. It's about your growth. Someone should not play piano if they're not really interested in piano, right? But if they end up loving piano and then they share that gift with the world, then that gift becomes an extension of them, right? And that's the gift. But they're doing it because they love it. I don't want to hear a piano player who doesn't love piano. I want to hear a piano player that's, So I think for you, you got to let go of your attachment to your family changing. You really have to let that go. That's control. That's you distracting yourself from yourself. You're distracting yourself from what you want to.
Optimism,
What is it?
It's unrealistic optimism then?
Absolutely. This is about accepting what's happening. You have to accept it. Stop insisting. I'm telling you, you're going to liberate yourself if you do this. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
You got this, okay? And stop feeding into the negative comments. Stop feeding into those. They will eat away at you.
They're not negative social comments yet. They're it's like gossiping, people calling, texting each other in silence, honestly, from the family is more like what's been in my head than negative social comments.
Yes. Don't let your mind get fixated on that. Go do something productive and constructive for yourself. And that's not to say you're welcome. That's not to say you can't feel your feelings. You can't feel sad that your family wasn't on board. Doesn't mean that. It just means that you're committed to your path. All right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely night.
You too. I appreciate it.
Take care.